Hey guys, my name is Dan. I'm the winner of the swing analysis contest. You're watching Me and My Golf. Take charge of your game. Go low.
Hello and welcome to another My Swing Analysis. This is where we analyse one of your golf swings to help you take charge.
It sure is. Please get involved today. Go to Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Use the hashtag MySwingAnalysis and hopefully it can be you we are analysing at the Asprey.
Yes, make sure you enter the competition, guys. It could be you. Right, so we have Dan Howe today, looking to improve his ball striking, Pierce.
Okay.
He's struggling with that. He'd just like to get more solid strikes on the golf ball. Now, Dan is actually 6'5", so he's a tall guy. He's got some clubs that fit him, which is obviously very helpful, makes a big difference. But we're just going to take a look at his golf swing and show you how, by improving a certain couple of things, Pierce, we can really help his, not only his ball striking, but hopefully his accuracy as well. Okay. Just overall consistency. Let's take a look at front on then from this camera angle here. So what we can notice straight away from front on is his ball position is very much back in the stance. Yeah. Now, this can really influence the low point of the golf swing in relation to where the golf ball is, so we'll talk about that a little bit later. Now as we swing back here, pretty good golf swing from the front on. He could do with a little bit more wrist set halfway back, but not too bad. But as we get to the top of the golf swing here, we'll see that he just continues on that little bit far and actually gets quite a big over rotation of that upper body. Yeah. He gets a lot of rotation that really just isn't needed there. A lot of that sort of wasted energy, and we'll talk about that as we go down the line. But as we go through, you'll see on this one as he comes down, his downswing, starts to downswing with his low body, which is good, but you can see the strike on this was very much that top or thin shot that he talked about there. Ball doesn't go very high, so the striking is an issue. And through the ball, some things there, but after the golf ball, we're not really worried too much at the moment. So let's go and have a look at the down the line view. Straight away from this view, we'll see that his knees are very flexed. Now he is tall, which is
6'5", makes sense.
You know, he's going to have a little bit of knee flex, but we'd maybe like to take a little bit of that out. But as we swing away here, this is a common thing that we see. Very much the arms tend to move away sort of from the body, and we'll see this almost shifting above that swing plane and up and out. So as we swing back, the arms continue to sort of go up and out. You see the club is sort of in this sort of laid off position here. And when we get to the top, you'll see now almost just before, he just continues to go on. So the left shoulder sort of rises up, and you can see that sort of over rotation there. Yeah. And all this now influences the start of the downswing. So we'll see now as you start the downswing, the club swings very much steep and over the top of the plane. And as we continue on, the club gets a little in front of him and then swings a little bit to the left. So really the ball striking is going to come from that, the sort of inconsistencies really. So there's a few things that we need to maybe tidy up in the setup first, and then really work at the backswing with Dan, just to make it a little bit easier to deliver the club on a better pathway at the start.
And I think you're absolutely right when you do that analysis there, Andy. It's as though that Dan is almost trying to lift the club up. He's trying to get the club up in the air with his golf swing, but definitely as far as his setup's concerned, ball position is an issue. So, you know, when we're seeing someone who is struggling to get a good contact on the golf ball, you know, always check ball position. Sometimes having the ball position back can actually help you, but with Dan's dynamics in his golf swing, it definitely isn't. So when Dan has his golf ball back, and it's quite a long way back.
It is a long way back, yeah.
Not sure exactly what club he's got there, but it is definitely deep into the back foot. And as you said, his start of his downswing is pretty good. And to be honest, if we were just to actually get the golf ball and just move it further forward in the stance, the ball striking would improve massively.
And the height is going to go up as well, because he's going to be very much hitting down, maybe too much with that as well.
Yeah, so I think, you know, a good guide for Dan to start with is let's just put everything sort of around the left chest or the left armpit and see what happens from there. Even if it's a 9-iron or a pitching wedge, put the ball forward and let's see how it improves your contact from there.
Okay, so down the line, Pierce, let's talk about just the leg flex.
Okay, so at setup, a lot of leg flex, and as you said, Andy, 6'5". It depends how long he's had these golf clubs as well. So the big leg flex might be due to the fact his clubs before him weren't sort of suiting him.
Potentially, yeah.
But then from there, when we get into this leg flex position here, it makes sense that it's very difficult to maintain that much leg flex when you're swinging back. So often we see people stand up. So the key thing for Dan is to actually just get a little bit more flex in his legs. This is for you, Dan, going to feel as though you are like this. He's going to feel like you're very upright with the legs, very straight with the legs. Just get a little bit less leg flex, and use a mirror to check that.
Yeah, so just to keep an eye on that really.
Yeah.
So when it comes to backswing then, all we're going to work on is first of all, really the move away. If we can get the initial start of this back right Pierce, it's going to make a big difference, isn't it? So as we mentioned, that Dan's getting this sort of separation or this movement away from his body Pierce, which just then leads to sort of a multitude of just certain things that just let him down, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. As soon as this happens here, we talk about wrist cock quite a lot in sequencing the backswing. Very difficult when you pull the club up high like that to get that wrist cock in there. And as you say, even there, the whole sort of theme of the swing from here is the legs go up, the arms go up, the left shoulder goes up, and then as you said from there, quite tricky to actually shallow the downswing and get it on plane. Actually, it's going to be more likely that it will do that.
So the backswing is having a big influence on what's happening in the way down. Right.
Looks
So
like you're about to help me though.
we are. I've got a few certain things. So take your setup, and this is what we want you to do, Dan. We want you to get an alignment stick. Okay, we're going to place it in the ground, just outside the golf ball. We're going to put it back. If your Pierce can swing to waist height for me, we're going to position it so it's just where Pierce would actually swing back to with his club head. So it's in front of the target line here. Okay, similar sort of angle to setup. So if I just put that in position, let's just make sure that's in the right place. Similar sort of angle to setup. I'm going to place a head cover on. Now your job is to do here now, Dan, is before with your old backswing you would get the club moving out and towards that.
Yeah.
Now your job now is to really get the feeling of this move away is going to be more inside that piece. How does that feel different?
Definitely. I mean, for me as well, with my swing at the moment, my swing's changed a little bit. My takeaway, it feels as though the club head and more so the handle, I would say, are lower at this stage here. You can see if I lift up at all, I'm going to collide with that.
Yeah.
So in order to miss that, I've got to keep the handle of the club and maybe the club going more around me, but I've got to keep the handle of the club a little bit low when I'm doing this.
Definitely. And if we continue on from there, what this will help, it'll help keep this slightly shorter backswing. Okay, left shoulder stays a little lower and the arms don't go as high, which really, all these things contribute then to getting the golf club swinging on a slightly better plane on the way down, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
So what would you recommend Dan to do from here, Pierce, then?
Okay, well, I would just say have rehearsals to start with. I mean, obviously we put the head cover on there, so if you do hit that, it doesn't sort of make so much of a loud noise and damage the club potentially, but do lots of rehearsals, looking at the head cover, looking at the alignment stick, making sure you can miss it. Then have a rehearsal going back and then down and missing it, because obviously it's not just the backswing we're trying to change, it's the downswing as well. And then when you're comfortable, hit some soft shots. When you're comfortable hitting soft shots that you're going to miss it, then you can go into the full power shots.
Right, okay, let's see if we can do it. So we want to miss this on the way back and the way down, Pierce, yeah?
Okay, so I'm just going to have a couple of looks again, just sort of making sure the club goes underneath there. So I'm expecting a little draw from this, Andy, for my swing. Okay. There we have it.
He did a pure ball strike there. That was nice as well.
Lovely little draw.
Right, Dan, hope that helps. Post any questions you have down below, guys. If you've got any questions on that or anything else, please post them and we'll get back to as many as we can.
So there you have it. We hope you enjoyed that. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button for more videos like this every single week.
Definitely, and don't miss our brand new video going live tomorrow, fixed in 60 seconds, definitely going to help your game, and also a brand new beginner series live now on meandmygolf.com. Click in the corner there, it'll take you straight to it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.